It's been about 3 years since I've really immersed myself into this world of hiking, and I do get a lot of questions about how do you know where to go? What do you take with you? What do you wear? So I'm going to go over some things that I've learned so far in the past few years that I still continue to learn. My goal for this video is to really help people get more comfortable in the outdoors, especially more people of color, more people that look like me. So quick disclaimer. Everything mentioned in this video is from my own personal opinion, based on my own personal experience and through my own lens. So the first thing I want to talk about is where to go. And my suggestion would be to start small, start local. Find your local park or your wooded area, where you can still have cell phone service, somewhere that's close to where you live, and, somewhere where you can get familiar with the trail. Get used to walking in the dirt, get used to being dirty and being okay with it. Practice your footing so you're not having to worry about tripping over roots and rocks. I've heard a few people that feel like they have to look down the entire time for fear of tripping and falling. And as you hike more and more, just like with anything else, as you do something more and more, your footing will actually get better and you'll find yourself to be more nimble on the trail instead of tiptoeing the whole time. So start small, start local. Okay, navigation. There are plenty of ways that people navigate. Some people swear by having maps, which is not a bad idea if your technology fails. But we're talking about day hiking here, so most people just use their hiking apps on their phones. And the most common and user-friendly one, in my opinion, is an app called AllTrails. AllTrails is nice because it's user-generated, so people will write in the comments about the trail conditions, if the mileage is off, or if the map is off. And AllTrails is pretty good about making sure that the maps are correct and with all the directions, so it's pretty good in my opinion. It's definitely helped me hike a lot more and be more confident with going out on my own. It's very user-friendly. There are definitely some improvements that can be made on their UX on their browser site, but for the most part, their app is pretty good, pretty user-friendly. It has an endless amount of trails to choose from. So I use my phone for my navigation system, and I literally just keep track of myself, my location on my phone to make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. The GPS is connected via satellite, so even if you don't have service, you should still be able to see yourself on the map. Now, if you do get lost, which can happen, not all the trails are clearly marked, so check the map on your phone, use the GPS to find your location and try to analyze where you may have made a wrong turn. Another thing you can do is check to see if there are any alternate trails that you can take that can lead you back to where you're supposed to be, or maybe even lead you to a different trailhead so you can possibly walk back to your car from there. I accidentally got some friends lost on a hike years ago, a trail that I had done many times since I was a kid. It just got dark outside and I made a wrong turn, and of course I didn't have any of the knowledge that I have now. I didn't have any kind of app on my phone or anything with me, and all I can think of was that, it's too dark to figure out where I made the wrong turn, but if we can just find a road, then we can just walk back to the car. So yeah, don't make the same mistake that I did. Take your phone, use your GPS, and just make sure that you're, still on the trail where you're supposed to be. Now, like I talked about before, in starting out on smaller local trails where you have cell phone service, you shouldn't have any problem accessing the maps. But, maybe you decide that, hey, I think I'm ready to go out into more remote areas where there's a good chance you won't have service. So for that, you're going to need to download your map prior to your hike. And AllTrails has a premium version for $30 per year at the time of this recording, and that will allow you to download the maps for offline use. Although I have been able to use the maps without downloading them before. I think if I just have the app open, because sometimes I forget to download the map, honestly, but I think if I have it open, I'm still able to use it for free. So, you can take your chances there. Safety is probably the biggest concern for people that are new to hiking, especially for women and a lot of Black folks that I've talked to. So the first thing I want to say is that your concerns are valid. I realize that people are looking at things from their own perceptions and their own experiences. So feeling nervous about people out on the trail or animals is a very real and valid thing. So here's what I have done to mitigate some of those concerns and some tips that hopefully will help. Number one, I will always tell at least 2 people where I'm going, the time I'm starting, and the estimated time I expect to be back. That way, it keeps me accountable for checking in when I'm done, and somebody else will always know my whereabouts. Number 2 is to hike with a group. That's probably going to be your cheapest and the best way, honestly, to stay safe is to hike with a partner or hike with a group of people. I always feel safer when I'm hiking with other people, but everyone should have the route with them. Everyone should know the route that they're going on in case you get separated. Not everybody should rely on one person for all the navigation. Number 3, I carry a GPS satellite communicator. I carry a Garmin InReach Mini. It's not the only satellite device out there, but Garmin has control of the market right now, and I do think it's a good product. It is an investment. The thing costs about $350, and I do pay about $12 a month for the service, which allows me to have two-way texting, and it also has an SOS button in case I need emergency services and I need rescue. So that's something that is a comfort to me, although I don't rely on that device alone for me to stay safe. So those are the main things I can think of for safety tips. Of course, use wisdom, use common sense. For me, I view it as anything can happen anywhere at any time. I realize that I am taking a calculated risk by going out on these trails, but at the end of the day, I can't let that fear keep me from doing something that I really enjoy. So the best thing I can do is to take these necessary safety precautions and hope that that will be enough to keep me safe on the trail and allow me to have a good time. Okay, so we've decided we're going on a local hike. We've got all our trail maps downloaded. We know the route. We've got a couple of friends. We've informed our loved ones of where we're going. Now, what are you supposed to take with you? So we're going to talk about gear. What to bring on a hike. So there's a list called the 10 essentials, and I will put the list in the description. I'm also going to share what I bring on a day hike. It's a little bit modified from the traditional 10 essential items. I carry a 16-liter backpack from Gregory. I love this thing for day hikes. It's durable. It can fit my phone in the hip belt pocket. It's great. I got it on sale at Amazon. Love it. A headlamp in case I'm out there longer than I expect. My phone for navigation. I always take my portable Anker 13,000 milliamp hour charger. I can get 3 to 4 complete charges with my iPhone 11. Gotta have some snacks. A small first aid kit. I just made my own with a few Band-Aids, some ibuprofen, and a couple of other things. You can certainly get a more elaborate kit at Walmart or your local outfitter, wherever. I take my Katadyn Be-Free water filter, so I never have to worry about running out of water. If I empty my water bottle, I can just grab some water from a stream and be on my way. There are some smaller, cheaper filters out there for a just-in-case scenario, but I just take my Katadyn because it's the main water filter I use for overnight backpacking. My butt pad. This comes in handy when I come up to a rock or I want to take a seat. Maybe it's wet, or maybe I just want a little cushion for my butt. It's great. $6 on Amazon. Speaking of butts, I take some toilet paper because there may not be a bathroom for where you're going. Other things that people might take that I don't always carry with me would be matches, an emergency blanket, a knife or pepper spray. It's also always good to have a trash bag because we want to follow the leave no choice principle. So everything we take into the woods, we want to take out with us. So apple cores, banana peels, orange peels, you don't want to just toss it into the trees. It's really just best to put it in a little baggie, zip it up, put it in your bag, and when you get to a trash can, you can just throw it out. What to wear. This comes up a lot too, and the key is layering. I pretty much wear the same outfit for all my hikes now, and some people might laugh, but hey, it works. I don't need to change it, it's working for me. And that is a Columbia sun hoodie. It's a thin base layer and it keeps my skin protected from bugs or from the sun. It keeps me cool enough on warm days. And for my bottoms, I will either wear just regular running shorts or the fitted leggings. For all your clothing though, you want to make sure that it's moisture wicking. So you don't want to wear anything that's made of cotton because that's going to absorb all the sweat. You want to wear something that is like a polyester type of material, which is usually what the running shorts and the leggings are typically made of. The downside is that they can get kind of smelly, but that's all part of it. If you want to get fancy, you can look into the merino wool fabric, which is also a moisture wicking fabric, and it doesn't smell like at all. It's pretty nice. I have some merino wool socks from Darn Tough and they like never smell. It's pretty great. But they are expensive. So that's something, you can look into maybe later down the line. But for now, everybody typically has like running shorts or some kind of exercise clothes at home. So, what to wear is really not that complicated. I would just say wear your regular exercise clothes. So going back to the merino wool, for my socks, I do wear Darn Tough socks. They are a merino wool fabric and they're great. They have a lot of cushion and they do keep your feet cool. And like I said, what might work for one person may not work for another person. Shoes are another very subjective thing for people. When I started out in my regular sneakers and I noticed that my feet would be killing me after hiking like 9 miles. So I bought some hiking boots and those were good, but they were a little heavy on me and I could never seem to get the fit quite right. Then I transitioned over to trail running shoes, which is more commonly used with avid hikers. So that's what I wear today. I wear the Saucony Peregrine 11s, or the 10s, I think. I wear the 10s, yeah. But take time to figure out what type of shoe works best for you. Some people like that ankle support. I feel like my footing has improved over the years, so I don't really feel like I need that ankle support as much. But again, it's all very subjective. So that is pretty much it. Those are a few things that hopefully will help you get out there to start out. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, just let me know. Feel free to message me or you can leave a comment. But maybe this will turn into a part 2 kind of thing. I do want to make some other videos on black hair care when you're in the outdoors. I want to talk about overnight backpacking because that's a whole other thing. So yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.